organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Soon to come on Daily Iowan TV, Water World. Hear how rare the amount of heavy rain this week in Iowa City really is.
And Stop Playing, find out how one teacher is engaging elementary school students with a certain style of film.
And in the sports studio, we're going coast to coast to get you your daily dose of sports.
That's all happening next.
Daily Iowan TV starts right now.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for tuning into Thursday's edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Ian Martin.
And I'm Rebecca Swives. Well, Ian, it's still wet outside in what's been a very dreary week for Iowa City.
Yeah, Rebecca, in the past 24 hours, residents of Iowa City have had more than 4 inches of rain.
The large amount of rain caused a number of issues in the community, including a mudslide near the Mayflower Residence Hall.
Yeah, pretty scary stuff. This picture that was taken from a balcony overlooking the Iowa River in City Park shows how the water is clearly past its usual bank and into Lower City Park parking lots and playing fields. These
floods caused CAN bus routes to change near Mayflower and lane closures on South Dubuque Street on Thursday. It also forced a Greek Week 5K slated for Thursday evening indoors. We'll tell you later if all this rain will eventually go away with our weekend forecast.
Yeah, certainly. Most current students can't remember a stretch of rain that's been like this since the flood of 2008. And there are numbers to back up just how serious the rainfall this week has been. Let's go to our Thursday weather specialist, Nick Safransky, who's going to put all of this moisture into context.
Hey guys, if you think it's been raining an abnormal amount lately, you are not wrong. So far this year, we've already had more rain than all of last summer. This April, it's rained the most it has in the last 20 years. So don't put away your umbrellas or your rain boots just yet, because more rain is coming. So stick around for my 6-day extended forecast. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Nick. More bad news for Iowa City's coffee drinkers, as the Daily Iowan has confirmed that Kapane Coffee and Gelato Shop in the Ped Mall will be closing. Kapana will join Teaspoons as the latest local coffee chain to close one of its locations. Both have been let go from their current leases for different reasons, and both will close by the end of April, with Teaspoons actually closing on Friday. According to information from the Iowa City City Council, Kapana was unable to keep up with its financial obligations to rent out space in the public library building. The other occupant of the space, the Wedge Pizzeria, will take over the entirety of the store.
Friday will be a day of silence for some local students as a protest for those who bully LGBT individuals. Some students from the University of Iowa, City High School, and West High School will all participate in some form of silence Friday in a national event to bring awareness to anti-LGBT bullying. The event began in 1996 at the University of Virginia, but is now recognized in more than 8,000 middle schools, high schools, and universities across the country. One West High official said the school expects more than 100 students and even some faculty members to participate.
The art program at Lemmy Elementary School here in Iowa City is taking students' creativity to the next level. Led by teacher Mark Jones, students have been working with forms of technology that many kids their age would never even imagine possible. Daily Iowan TV's Stefan Duran takes a closer look at the visual project these students are working on.
Creative minds fill this Lemmy Elementary art room every day. But teacher Mark Jones and his students are doing something that many other elementary students around the country don't usually do.
It helps have made a movie. It helps that we have made a movie in the past, so that they kind of understand the process and they understand, like, oh, this is final. We will have a final product.
This year, students of all ages have been participating in the making of the movie music video Stand Tall. This video is an animation project that the students have been thinking of and creating the whole year. This year is not the first time Lemmy students have been part of an animation production. Stand Tall is following last year's The Robot and Butterfly. Mark feels an idea for a video is not what many teachers would think of, but is happy the students have stepped up to the challenge.
It's kind of frightening just to like say, we're going to make a movie, and I don't know, I'm not going to be the one that makes all the decisions. But it has never let me down. Like, I'm like, that's such an original idea. Who else could come up with that? But a whole bunch of elementary school students, and it's great, and it's perfect for what we wanted.
After the success Mark and his art students have had in the last 2 years, the heroic animated movies show no signs of stopping in the near future. Stefan Duran, Daily Iowan TV.
Great stuff, Stefan. And still to come on Daily Iowan TV.
I'll tell you what all this rain can mean for allergy sufferers this season.
And in sports, a look at this weekend's black and gold calendar. But first, it's Thursday, so it's time for your weekend forecast. And Nick is back with us. Nick, the weather's been weird, but what can we expect for the next few days?
Well, this week has a few unexpected surprises for us, starting off on Friday morning with a 60% chance of snow. In the afternoon, the high temperature will be 45 degrees with a 70% chance of rain, and in the evening, partly cloudy skies. Looking ahead to the rest of the week, the temperatures are looking great for the 6-day forecast, but there still are a few chances for precipitation. The highlights are Monday with the highest temperature of 70 degrees, and Wednesday is looking clear and sunny. Well, that's all I got for you guys. Back to you.
Plants are starting to bloom around campus as spring brings warmer weather and lots of rain. Daily Iowan TV Christina Targos reports on how this rain could affect allergy season this year.
The 2013 allergy season is expected to occur about 14 days earlier than normal, and for many students like Ashton Jackson, it has already started.
Oh yes, definitely. It's going to be a bad year.
Ashton suffers from all the usual symptoms of allergy season.
A lot of sneezing, really itchy eyes, that kind of thing.
Unfortunately for students like Ashton who suffer from allergies, the almost 5 inches of rain we've had in the past 2 days won't help. Lots of precipitation can contribute to an especially bad allergy season. The rain has the tree root systems well watered and ready to produce excess pollen.
After the heavy rains come those sunny, warm, dry, windy days, and that can really cause those pollen grains to become aerosolized and really increase.
And for students, the itchy, sneezy, runny noses of allergy season can take a toll on academics.
If you're not sleeping well, you just might not feel well, feel a little bit more tired and run down.
A feeling Ashton knows firsthand.
Definitely a hindrance to being able to pay full attention in class.
Fortunately, there are multiple over-the-counter medications and home remedies that work to prevent allergy symptoms.
I do take medication and also natural local honey. If you take a teaspoon of that every day, it kind of helps.
Some other tips to help reduce allergy symptoms are staying inside during early hours of the day since pollen tends to peak in the morning, keeping windows closed so pollen can't get in, and shower after being outside to get any pollen off of your body. Christina Targos, Daily Iowan TV.
You can find daily pollen counts at the National Allergy Bureau website located at the bottom of your screen.
Taking a look outside of Iowa, more than 160 people are recovering from injuries after an accidental explosion in the town of West Texas. The blast at a fertilizer plant in the town impacted a 4 to 5 block radius late Wednesday night. Authorities said the eruption was caused by the chemical reaction of ammonium nitrate, which, when heated, the compound can produce a large and deadly explosion. Rescuers are still searching for possible survivors, and officials have backed away from initial death toll estimates and have not released any more specific numbers.
A lot to get to on the sports side of the program today.
Yeah, and we don't want to step on Lauren Moss's toes, but there are a lot of players coming back for Big Ten basketball next year, and I know you're a big Mitch McGarry fan.
Yeah, you got to root for the hometown boys, and I'm really happy to hear he'll be staying in the Big Ten. But now let's toss it over to Lauren Moss to find out about the weekend's events and an update on the Hawkeyes softball team. Lauren?
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio. Our show tonight includes a visit from softball insider Cody Goodwin ahead of this weekend's showdown in Ann Arbor between the Black and Gold and the 9th-ranked Michigan Wolverines. But we start tonight with one of the most emotional sporting events of the year. The Boston Bruins return home to face the Buffalo Sabres in the first sporting event to take place in the city since Monday afternoon's bombing at the Boston Marathon. After a pregame moment of silence and slideshow, the TD Garden crowd took part in a rousing national anthem before the game. After the contest, Sabres and Bruins both took to center ice, raising their sticks in unison as a salute to the city and fans who chanted, "We are Boston" and "USA, USA" throughout the game. The Bruins lost the game 3-2 in a shootout, but clinched a playoff spot after earning a single point. In another story making national news Wednesday, NCAA women's basketball's second leading scorer and all-time leader in block shots acknowledged publicly Wednesday afternoon that she is gay. Brittany Griner, the #1 overall selection in Monday's WNBA draft, has previously discussed her sexuality but came forward with the news in an effort to encourage everyone to simply, quote, be who they are, end quote. Griner leaving school, but some major names in Big Ten are coming back to school this fall. In the men's game, Michigan State's Gary Harris has announced he'll be back on campus next fall, while state rival Michigan had 2 players announce that they'll be back in Ann Arbor next year. With freshman standouts Mitch McGarry and Glenn Robinson steady a program that has already seen National Player of the Year Trey Burke and backcourt mate Tim Hardaway leave the program to jump to the association. Certainly a lot of news happening on the national sports scene, but Black and Gold Athletics will also be looking to make some headlines this weekend with a number of teams competing across the country and, of course, right here in Iowa City. For more on this weekend's Black and Gold calendar, we're going to toss it over to Josh Bolander with more. Josh?
In Madison, tennis isn't the only sport you can catch, though. The track and field teams will both be under the lights Saturday night at the Musco Invitational in Coralville. Men's and women's golf both on the road competing in invitationals at Ohio State and Purdue respectively, while the Gym Hawks and baseball team head east. The Gym Hawks competing in the NCAA championships, while Jack Dom's squad will tangle with the Penn State Nittany Lions at Lubrano Park and University Park, PA. The Hawks resume Big Ten play after playing 5 straight non-conference games, and while Dom's squad has struggled in conference play at just 2-7, the Nittany's could provide the perfect medicine. The Blue and White have yet to win a Big Ten contest. Series of the weekend, though, taking place in Ann Arbor, with the softball team on the road to battle a Michigan squad ranked in the top 10, with Big Ten Player of the Week Megan Blank ready to build on what is shaking out to be a possibly record-breaking year. That's your look at your Black and Gold calendar. Lauren, back to you in the studio.
And now we bring in Cody Goodwin to preview that big weekend series in Ann Arbor. And Cody, Megan Blank is on fire. Is she going to be making Hawkeye history books or what?
Well, should the season end today, Lauren, she would actually shatter the batting average record for Iowa softball. She's currently hitting .440, and she's raked in 49 RBIs. That's the second best mark in the Big Ten to this point. And so should the season end today, again, .440, a brand new record that would top Kim Davis's 1993 record of .428. I believe she can do it. I mean, she's hitting her stride. It's really a matter if the Big Ten pitchers are going to pitch to her after seeing her win Big Ten Freshman of the Year last year and making the All-Big Ten team. They may try to pitch around her, which could lower her batting average a little bit, but I think she'll continue to keep this streak going a little bit.
All right, so we're hoping Megan has a good game. What about the Hawkeyes as a whole? What do they have to do this weekend?
Well, this weekend they're just going to have to play good ball like they have the last few weekends. On the road, they are especially a much better team, 22-9 on the road as opposed to a 2-7 mark at home. It's kind of weird, but head coach Marla Looper definitely loves seeing her Hawks on the road, a little bit more structure, but it's not going to be an easy test in Ann Arbor this weekend. They're going up against Michigan, top-ranked team in the Big Ten, 13-0 right now, and that includes a 9-0 mark at home. They have 4 batters in their lineup, Lauren, that are hitting above 500 and account for nearly 100 RBIs. And the 5th best batting average in that lineup, just a mere 381. So they're going to be tough to pitch to. They're going to be tough to try and stop on the defense. The Hawkeyes are going to have their work cut out for them this weekend in Ann Arbor.
All right, well, thanks for coming in, Cody. We're going to hope for a win. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for you tonight, but you can catch us on Sunday, same time, same place. Back to you guys at the desk.
Finally, Daily Iowan TV is the only place to get a look into Friday's pages of the Daily Iowan. Read about a Thursday event at the university that had students reading a classic for 18 hours straight.
And we have all the details on a climate change rally on the Ped Mall that was held in the middle of the rain. But that's your latest edition of Daily Iowan TV. Check us out anytime online, of course, at dailyiowan.com.
Have a great weekend, Hawkeyes.